We live in what is considered to be the golden age of television. There have never been more high quality shows on TV. The storytelling and production value found in most shows today would have been Best Picture nominations decades ago. Companies like Netflix have played a big part in that, and yet I've slowly been weaning myself off of my favorite streaming services, culminating in the cancellation of my Netflix account entirely. Here's why I did it, and why I have zero regrets. Netflix directly opposes everything I want to accomplish. In the old days of television, watching a TV show was a slow burn. The studio released a new episode each week, and you had to sit down at the exact time it was broadcast to watch it. When Netflix started creating their own TV shows, they decided to do it differently. They would release the entire season at once. The length of these seasons ranged anywhere from 8 to 20 hours of content. And, just like that, the habit of binge watching was born. The interesting thing is, this term is largely considered humorous by pop culture. What's the actual definition of binge anyway? To indulge in activity, especially eating, to excess. Excess, as in more than is needed or even healthy. The word binge has always been used in a negative context, and rightly so. If someone regularly binges on food or alcohol, people don't treat it as a joke. They get that person help. It's a sign of addiction and illness. So why do we treat binge watching differently? Is it any less harmful? Watching too much TV has already been well documented to be bad for your physical and mental health. Yet here we are, making light of it and even encouraging it with stupid things like candles that burn different scents as you burn through episode after episode. I often found myself watching Netflix simply because it was just there. Sometimes, after watching an entire season of a show I heard good things about, I'd think to myself, meh, that was okay, I guess. Okay? I had just devoted 13 hours of my life to okay? And as soon as you're done one show, Netflix so helpfully suggests dozens of others to waste your life on. No more. Can't do it. Time is our most valuable resource, and I'm certainly not going to continue to waste it on meh. Netflix is full of depressing filth. As our world becomes ever more desensitized to violence, sex, and language, entertainment only gets more extreme. The boundaries continue to be pushed further. Just take a look at the most popular shows on TV and see if you can find a common thread. And the shows that don't necessarily have explicit content still manage to be about darker themes. Everyone wants to be dark, disturbing, shocking, grotesque, downright depressing. People choose to believe that these types of entertainment have no negative effects on us or our children. The evidence shows otherwise. You are what you eat, and that includes what your mind ingests. Removing Netflix from your life improves your conversations. You don't realize how much your conversation with others relies on general pop culture until you are no longer absorbed in said pop culture. Put simply, we make a lot of small talk. I'm not writing off all of pop culture, of course. I enjoy a lot of it as much as anyone else. That's why it's called popular culture. I'm a big sports fan, for example. Arguably the biggest category of pop culture. Sometimes to an unhealthy degree. But how often do we dare to have conversations outside of it? We rely on pop culture to fuel our conversations because we know that's the easiest way to find common ground with another person. But how meaningful is it? Can you remember the last time you talked to someone about making a murderer? Or Stranger Things? Or Luke Cage? I guarantee that you did at some point, but it's long gone from your memory. Because it's ultimately just filler. By canceling my Netflix account, I've eliminated a healthy portion of my pop culture diet. It forces me to come up with other, hopefully more meaningful, things to talk about with others. If you watch a lot of Netflix, like I did, I encourage you to try removing it from your life for just 30 days. If you don't feel like it's made a positive impact on your life, you can always jump back on that binge-watching bandwagon. Because that thing clearly ain't slowing down anytime soon.